do appropriations for the general fund in December, so there are no requests before you on your agenda. Looking at revenue, where we are 91.7% through the year. I only had one concern. A lot of these accounts will be shored up by the time we finish settlement, but probation user fees have come in at 47.3%. Looking back historically, this 226 might be high. I don't know that if we were anticipating something special happening this year, but historically they're around 120-ish, 120,000. So where they're at so far in compared to history is fine. Again, I don't know if what we were anticipating with the 226 there, which means our 260 for 25 might be high as well. So if reps wanted to talk to probation, that would be a question. So revenue collected, if we disregard property taxes, is 117.9%. As far as fund balances, I think I just had one to point out here. On the self-insurance fund, we have another $450,000 that is due to the fund. So November's short, but December will be high. It's just a timing issue there. So that balance will be, back up around $5.5 million. And that was all I had.
All right. Thank you, Jennifer. Treasurer's report.
Good morning. We ended the month of November with an account balance of $273,449,700.22 and a total interest of $803,434.50. Feds cut interest rate by 25 basis points in November, which resulted in a weighted average rate of 5.08% and an average rate of 4.8%. I will point to the law enforcement holding account. There was a drop in the interest rate. The bank was notified, and we will be receiving the interest in December's report. To date, the general fund has received about 63% of the total interest, and with November down, we've hit our forecasted budget for the year, sitting at 105% of what we forecasted interest would bring in this year. And that is all I have for the treasurer's report.
Okay, thank you. All right, any public comment in regards to any of the agenda items today? Okay, hearing none, we will move forward. Next thing is Resolution 2024-31CL, adopting Tippecanoe County investment policy.
This was first adopted by the council in 2012, and it basically authorizes the county treasurer to invest in 2 years out, but less than 5 years, and then it may not exceed 25% of the portfolio. And this gets reviewed and readopted about every 4 years, and it'll go in front of the Board of Finance, which is scheduled in January 13th. At 10 o'clock in the Tippy Room, and I would like to invite all council members to attend. I'll send an invitation closer to the date.
Okay, thank you. Assume we need to do a motion and...
Yeah, the statute says you can't have it in place for longer than 4 years without readopting it, so that's what this resolution does. So just a motion and a voice vote.
Motion to adopt it, yeah.
I'll make a motion we approve resolution number 2024-31-CL.
Second.
All right, I have a motion from Councilman Murray and a second from Councilman Richard. All those in favor, please say, or is there any discussion? No? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, motion has passed. You're welcome. All right, consent agenda. We have approvals, renewal of grants, transfers. Is there anything that needs to be taken off the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion, we approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
All right, I have a motion from Councilman Murray, second from Councilman Richard. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, motion has passed. Thank you. Additional appropriations, we have, first up is TEMA.
I'll make a motion that we approve the TEMA Member Safety Fund 9124 grant appropriation, $15,000 machinery and equipment.
Second.
All right, I have a motion from Councilwoman Vernon, second from Councilman Murray. Any discussion?
Jeff, is there anything you
Jeff?
want to talk about?
Morning.
Good morning.
Gregory, applied for from Norfolk Southern Railroad. They go down each and every year. We're going to use a new bunker here for a
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Have a motion and a second on the table. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passed. All right, community corrections.
Make a motion, we approve the opioid stimulus substance abuse fund 8276 appropriation as presented.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilman Murray and a second from Councilman Richards. Any discussion? Good morning.
This is a grant that is a 3-year program, and we had to request an extension. During that time, the money was, from the first year, was just sat there, and so we had to get it rolled over. So that's what this request is for.
Anything else? Okay. All right. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion has passed. All right, highway salary statement.
I'd like to make a motion to accept, approve the salary statement new in the amount of $70,213.
Second.
All right, I have a motion from Councilman Richard and a second from Councilman Murray. Stu? Discussion?
morning.
Good morning.
This has been through commissioners. I don't know if anybody, Mike Parks, who's our traffic supervisor, is going to be retiring next August. The position has grown quite a bit over the years. It's traffic, but then it's also taken on asset management and inventory procedures. So there's a real good chance it might become a permanent 2 PAT 5 position just to cover all the bases. Mike kind of invented all this stuff. So we're just having that available. We have some good applicants, so see how it goes.
Okay.
Fill the first position and then see if we need the second.
Any other discussion?
Okay, so I don't understand, Stu. So you have this position right now?
Yes.
And he's going to, and he's going to retire in August of
In
25?
August.
And
yes.
so now you're going to add another position, same
Yes.
position, and this person you're hoping to, so he's going to be oriented by this new one, trained by the person that's already there.
Right.
Okay, so then when the person retires, are you going to backfill his spot as well? So this is going to be an additional,
I
so
have
you
a-
need 2 of these.
Right, exactly. So Mike will continue to August. We hopefully bring in the next person. They train, then we see how that works when Mike retires, whether we need to go ahead and then fill the second position in. It gives us that opportunity to double up, and I honestly, I think after about 6 months of trying this, we're going to find out that it's going to take 2 people to do the job properly.
And Stu, you say there's additional responsibilities as well, right, that will be coming to that position?
That have intrinsically come there over the last 10 years. as asset management has become a big deal, Mike developed the cartograph system and manages cartograph, street logics, all these systems that were kind of outside of the traffic purview, where he's doing the studies, speed studies, all of that stuff on the traffic side. That part will be easy to fill, and we have a lot of candidates. And they'll come in, and in this next 6 months, is it too much? Will it take a second person with more of the computer asset management skills to supplement that? And if we can overwork one person again, we'll do it. But I really, it's just an option for us.
So if you find you don't need this position, would that be one we would
Then we would close.
close it out?
Yeah. I'm on the fence, 50-50, whether that will work or not.
And you can't do this just with part-time money that you have versus doing it this way?
We've done that in the past, brought in a part-time. It's a little more difficult, and you have to have a motivated person that's willing to go without benefits, et cetera, for half the year. And let's say, in this case, where we've done it with part-time, we know there's not going to be an issue, that we only need the one person. This is a situation where we feel like there's a really good chance we're going to need 2 people to do that same workload.
Stu, what's the time frame? Say like in June, July is when you determine whether that second position is needed?
Right,
So
about 6 months in.
Could we do the approval on this based upon you coming back to the council in June or July to request that second position to be permanent? Because you wouldn't hire him before that period.
Oh, yeah.
You're saying we could hire
I
a
like the
full-time
idea of the
employee?
training for the first 6-7 months of the
Mhm.
year, but to commit to a completely a new position, you know, and even as you had said, you really aren't sure if it's going to be needed. So maybe to approve this, we say that the second position is approved through and until the August retirement, but to have it permanent, you'll have to come back and get approval from August on.
So you would
Second
approve
position.
6-month full-time
Correct.
employee?
Yes, yeah, we want to make sure you get the qualified
Right.
candidate, but I think the council's.
And then
concern is-
revisit after the 6 months?
Yeah, after the 6 months, and you come back, and then at
It's-
that time, you'll be able to make the case for the second full-time position.
Right. It would be the same thing as if it didn't need it, we would close it out, but instead we come back if we say we do need it to continue it.
Yes. Does that make you feel better?
6 of one, half dozen the other, me. I could still fill the position. Sorry.
And when you went to the commissioners to get this approved, they understood exactly what you were doing and what the procedure was and why for this position, correct?
I believe so.
Okay. Now, the only concern I have is because it is a training thing, and are other departments going to say, okay, I'm in the same situation, somebody's going to retire, do I need to do this? So I just don't know, are we setting a precedent?
Yeah.
That's a concern, but I hear maybe yours is just a little different.
Yeah, I'm not sure I would characterize it as a training as much as a figuring out
Okay,
workload.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? That can one person do this? And if you've had interaction with our traffic people, it's a large job, and Mike's been doing it for 30-plus years.
Right, and it sounds like it's morphed into more than what it was, so.
A big job, 30 years of experience, is one person going to be able to do this?
Yeah.
And that's where I have my severe doubts.
And so what I'm hearing, Stu, is Mike, over the course of time, has just added a little thing here, a little thing there, a little thing over the course of time. Now it's probably evolved realistically into 2 positions is what you're telling us. But because of his efficiency, skill set, knowledge, he's able to do it all under one position at this point in time.
Because he created a lot of this.
Yeah.
The cartograph system and everything, it's a lot easier for him. I mean, and he does. He's an an amazing employee, plus just the fact that it's grown over the years. Finding somebody, well, we're not finding anybody. All our applicants are traffic only. You know, they're from other agencies doing traffic safety. So they're MUTCD and all that. They've got all that. But nobody has the asset management side of it.
So have we posted this position already?
Yes. Yeah.
Just for clarification on the process, if we do go with the, 6 months and then have to come back, at that point, would he need to go back to the commissioners, and would it need to go through personnel at any point?
I think that would be a good idea. That way you have the additional information he would have obtained over the 6 months and make a case for the second position more, I guess, specific and detailed to why that second position is needed, full-time, permanently.
Yeah, I think a lot of that would depend on the restructuring the two positions, because how we start analyzing the work in that position that's there now, it could be a completely different. We could have an asset manager and a traffic. They would both be Pat 5s, I mean, as far as the salary and everything goes. But I'm assuming that if we create a new title, asset manager, then we'd have to go through the whole process.
Have those duties been written into the job description?
They have slowly morphed into Mike's. The last year, they updated, we had all the asset management put in there.
Okay. But you still are only attracting traffic people
Our
without
applicants
that?
are, nobody's done that. No local agency uses Cartograph, no local agency uses StreetLogix. Well, I take that back. Lafayette uses StreetLogix. But, yes, all the attractors have been on the traffic side of that job.
So you're very fortunate to get some good qualified candidates and applicants, and
Yes,
are you pretty much ready to go to make that hire in January, you believe?
I believe so.
Good. So again, I go back to let's not slow him down or give him what he needs to do the job and approve this.
Then do we need an amendment to the motion in regards to the 6 months?
What do you think, Doug?
If that's what you want, then you can amend your motion to be through, July 1st? I mean, I don't, more than 6 months, but it gives you a little leeway.
Does that sound fair to you, Stu?
If you make it August 1st, then
Through the retirement date.
that coincides with Mike's retirement.
Okay, yeah, that makes
So
sense.
then the position,
Right.
the secondary position would be open, and then the decision could be made. Definitely, do we need it? Do we share asset management and traffic between the two positions, or do we divide them into two? The original traffic position and then a new asset position.
And at that point, it would be a timely discussion for budget.
Budget.
Right,
Oh, yeah.
agreed.
Yeah.
So it'd be, then, as I understand, a motion to approve the position and the salary through August 1st?
For the second position, yes.
For the second position?
Yes.
Yes.
So I'd like to amend my initial motion to include that, to say that this will be good through until the retirement date, August 1st, and then prior to that, you'll come back to the council for an approval of the funding for the second full-time
Yeah.
permanent position.
No,
If
second
needed.
the amendment.
Okay, so I have a motion and a second. Does any council have any other questions? Discussion? All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, next up, Carrie Home, Francis Power Trust Fund 5950 appropriation.
Make a motion, we approve the Francis Powers Trust Fund 5950 appropriation in the amount of $3,000.
Second.
All right, I have a motion from Councilman Murray, a second from Councilman Richard. Any discussion?
There's going to refill the pool table and pay for residential activities throughout the holiday season for the kids, the youth, excuse me, the youth.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion has passed. Sheriff Animal Control Fund 2573 appropriation.
I'll make a motion that we approve the Animal Fund Control 2573 appropriation, professional services for $4,500.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilwoman Vernon, a second from Councilman Richard. Any discussion? Sheriff?
This is, once again, back before you for animal-related things. This is so we can pay the bills, in this case, to Precious Paws. So hopefully we'll be able to get through the rest of the year, obviously. But to date, in case you're wondering, with this current bill, it'll take our total paid out to $21,190.22. So we've had some significant bills come out of this fund this year, so just letting you know.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion has passed.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Commissioners, final ARPA spending plan.
I'll make a, we need a motion on this, correct?
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the final ARPA funding plan as submitted.
Second.
A motion from Councilwoman Vernon and a second from Councilman Murray. Tom?
Good morning.
Good
Are
morning.
you sick of hearing about this? This will be the last time because everything has to be obligated by the end of this year. So this is a revised cleanup of the ARPA spending funds. You'll notice on your sheet that the items in red have some revisions from the last time you saw the plan. And then also under the housing development, Jeffersonian Senior Housing, $166,293.98. That's an entirely new project. So I'm going to come back to the other changes and revisions and kind of walk through those. But before that, Marie Morse with Homestead Resources is here to talk about that particular project that's been recently added to the plan for your consideration.
Hi, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Marie Morris, the Executive Director of Homestead Resources, and we are building the Jeffersonian, and that's 50 units of affordable senior housing right next to our historic Jeff building that's also affordable housing. Lots of community cooperation with this. The historic Jeff neighborhood has been very, very involved in the design of it. The county, the city, West Lafayette have all put money in through home funds. We have tax credits through the state. We have money from the Federal Home Loan Bank. We have commitments from Old National Bank for the construction loan, the permanent loan, the equity. It's a really complicated project. Unfortunately, when we got started digging, even though we had I don't know how many environmental reviews, when we started digging, we found a lovely surprise in the parking lot that we're building on, where the old historic Jeff gymnasium used to be. They left us with quite a bit of footings under there, way more than anyone had told us. And it was okay to put a parking lot on top of that, but not a 3-story affordable housing unit. So we had a really large change order right from the start. And that's when I talked to see where I could get this money. You know, we have money set aside, but we had just started this, and that would have taken a huge chunk of our change order money. So we are requesting that you help us with that. It can be spent by the end of December, and that will be part of the plan that Tom very generously is trying to get for us. That money will be spent, and we'll be able to help you get through with that contract, and apparently you won't have to hear about it again. So I don't know if you have any questions. It's going really, really well. The neighborhood's very excited, and we hope to be we will be finished by next year, the end of next year.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right. In addition, then I'll start from the top in regard to the changes in the plan. The first one is for the administration of the ARPA funds. Those came in slightly higher than originally estimated at $62,941. In the original plan budgeted $60,000. Again, we added the $166,000 that Marie just talked about. The next is the auditor's scanning project. We had budgeted $80,000 and it came in a little lower at $75,500. The regional sewer district project, obviously that's the Buck Creek Colburn project. We moved it a little, some more, everything that we had extra into that fund to bump that up a little bit to 11.3. And the dam decommissioning, that project was actually went to bid, and the bid came in lower than estimate, pretty significantly lower. And so that project is at roughly $2.9 million. And lastly, the Tippecanoe County Solid Waste Management District, again, those are cameras at the southwestern location. That's a partnership with TSC, and that project came in significantly lower as well. So the total of the revised plan in the third column obviously balances the money that was allocated for the county. And all those funds have been spent, obligated, or will be at our next commissioners meeting.
Now, Tom, remind me, so what's remaining, the $20 million, now, they just have to be allocated by the end of this year, right? They don't have to be...
They have to be obligated.
Obligated, okay.
And then they have to be expended by the end of '26.
Okay, thank you. Right, any questions? All right, we have a motion and a second on the table, so all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, motion passes.
Thank you.
Second thing, opioid restricted fund 1237 appropriation.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the opioid restricted fund appropriation 1237 in the amount of $850,000.
Second.
I have a motion from Councilwoman Vernon and a second from Councilman Murray. Tom, discussion?
Yeah, I'm hoping you don't have a significant amount of questions on this. This is because Sharon is not here today. But this is the restricted funds from the round 2 of the opioid settlement funds.
Okay. Council, any questions? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Tom. All right, auditor salary statement.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the salary statement in the amounts of $63,262 plus the $51,708 for a total of $114,970.
Second.
All right, I have a motion from Councilman Richard, a second from Councilman Murray. Any discussion? It looks like it went through Personnel Committee in November. Any further discussion? Do you have anything?
Sure.
Jennifer?
I have the org chart for the office up here, and this is sort of in lieu of requesting a new position anytime soon. I've had some turnover in these 2 positions and took a look at the job duties, took duties from myself to add to the property tax manager and duties from my chief deputy to add to the accounts receivable bookkeeper. In both cases, I think those were warranted, and then they came back as higher classifications. For the property records manager, came back as a PAT 4 to be a property tax manager. This would be someone overseeing the property tax operations instead of just the staff on that side of the office. And then for the accounts receivable bookkeeper, I've added capital asset manager duties related to, you heard Stu talk about asset management for highway, but that's roads and bridges. The other pieces of asset management have to do with new vehicles, new buildings or land or anything that we might, the county might be purchasing. And that position came back at a comment 5. So I would ask approval. As stated, it did go through Personnel Committee for those reclassifications.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion from council? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Thank you.
Motion has passed. Thank you. Okay, committee reports. Any committee reports? No? Unfinished business. All right, new business, looks like 2025 council meetings, appointments, and assignments. These right now, I guess you want approval on the calendar, right? The council meetings?
Yes, if you're okay with the meeting schedule, I would like approval of that one. You'll notice that there is a meeting on a Wednesday due to Veterans Day being on the Tuesday that you would normally meet. Everything else is in line with your typical schedule for the year.
Okay. Do we need a formal vote for this?
Yeah, you should probably have
A motion?
a motion to approve the calendar. And that
Okay.
way you can publish it.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the county council agenda, or calendar as presented.
Second.
All right, motion from Councilman Richard and second from Councilman Murray. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, those are the council meetings. Now, the council member assignments and the appropriations, or the appointments, this is just for review at this time. We will approve them January meeting. This is probably a time that we can look at these and see if there's any changes that we want made. So if you have any thoughts, please get those to me as we start going through these. Right, anything else on new business that we need to discuss? Okay, commissioners, FYI.
The only thing I have is we'll be having our holiday department head lunch on Friday, December the 20th. So we hope you all can join us in this room. And other than that, if I don't see you, have a great holiday.
What time is that? Lunch start?
11:30.
11:30?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. All right, time for public comment. At this time, I would like to just take a moment, even though Kevin is not here today, to publicly thank him. He has spent numerous hours on many projects for this community while sitting in this seat on the county council. So his leadership is going to be missed, but just wanted to publicly thank him for everything he has done for this community. Are there any other public comments? All right. Next meeting is January 14th. I will take that last motion.
Motion to adjourn. Second.
All right. Thank you.